guys, welcome back to Game Borders. Today we are going to be reviewing Raids. This is a game that was published by Iello. Thank you for helping me with that.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we're gonna take a look at how the game plays and some of the components, some of the base rules. So we'll take a look at that, then we'll come back here and we'll let you guys know what we thought of the game and kind of our final rating on it. Alright, so this is how the game board looks opened up. How we do the rounds. So your basic rules are you're going to take your ship, and there's several colors here as you can see, and you're going to be sailing around this island or these islands and gathering things along the way. And then every time you first start, you are going to have a new age, and there's several things here, different components here. Like for this one, the first person that gets there gets an axe. First person that gets there gets 6 coin. Second person gets 3 coin, and then the last person gets 1 coin. That's how many people end. So the first person to get into port gets 6 coins if they have the most axes on their ship, and I'll explain that a little bit later. Second person that has the second amount of ships on axes on their ship, excuse me, will get 3 coins, and then the third will get 1 coin, and the fourth will get no coins. So that's kind of one port, and there's multiple ports. This one right here you can see is for cargo. Let's see if I can focus in. Yeah, so that's this one for actually shields. So people that have the most shields on their ship. And you have ones that have cells. So that's for like cells on your ship. There's multiple ones in there. Ports, cargo, runes. You can get runes. People that have killed the most monsters throughout the level. And then you have your beginning tile. This one is always going to be your beginning tile on the game. This one's always going to be the same, and it just strictly says first person into port gets 6, second person to port gets 3, third person gets 1, fourth person gets nothing. So this is always going to be placed right here to start out, and you'll have your players. The order in which they go is determined just randomly by the group that is playing. So, and with this game, the player that's in 4th place in last is going to be the one that always goes first no matter what. And just so you guys have an idea, these are the player sheets. And so you've got all these shields here at the bottom. Those are the shields that these port tiles we're talking about. And on these shields, you can get different things like a little sailboat there, a sail here, and you just add this to your ship like so. So it takes away one of your shields, so you can't have as many people, but you now have a little sail there. So if you're trying to go for sails or axes, there's some in here that are rune stones. You can see those are the rune stones, and you've got cargo there, more cargo. This is a little flag there, and we'll talk about that. At the end of the game, if you have this on your ship, then it counts for a victory point for every meeple or every Viking you have on your boat. So there's that one. This is some tiles in the game here that will affect it one way or the other. I won't talk about that. I'm not going to go into every detail of this game. That would just take a long time. That we don't have, but there is an axe. So the axe makes it so when you're killing monsters, you have to have 1 less strength or sacrifice 1 less Viking to kill the monster. And the sailboat means that you are, when you go back to port in the next round, you gain a meeple for every sailboat you have. So that's kind of how those work. So as you go around the board, you're going to run across different things that will be like this village here, and the villages always have three Vikings on them. So when you go around, you're going to pass this. It'll have a little arrow stating that you don't stop there. You have to pass it, but the first player that passes it gets all these meeples, or these Vikings, which will then go on their ship, on their player mats here, and goes on these shields. You can never have more Vikings than you have shields. So if you run out of shields and have that Viking, you don't get it. They just get discarded back into this pile over here, which is just the general game pile. And then, so people are just going to go around like that. You collect points by different aspects. So like these runes, if you can see that, for 1 rune you get 1 victory point. For 2 runes you get 3 victory points, and 3, 6, 4, 15, or 4, 10, and then 5 is 15 victory points. So this is how that works. Then you have the cargo will give you victory points there at the end of the game. If you sold the cargo at ports, that will pop up during the game. That'll give you victory points there. And then there's the monsters. Let's find a monster here. So this is a sample of a monster. And this monster will give you 4 points at the end of the game. There were 4 victory points if you kill them, and you have to kill them by giving up 3 of your Vikings to conquer that. Unless you have an axe, those will bring it down to 3 strength or 2, depending on how many axes you have on your ship. So you'll be going around this board 4 different times. So you have these tiles I've already showed you here, and on the back of them they have, like this one is age 1, and then you have age 2, this one's age 3 or turn 3, round 3, and then you have age 4 or round 4. So you're going to be doing pretty much going around the table 4 times. Whoever has the most victory points on the end of the 4th round is the winner of the game. So that's pretty much how it's played. Those aren't all the rules, but that's pretty much the basic playthrough and what is kind of what the game components are. So we'll go back to the presenters and talk about kind of our thoughts and our pros and cons and our final rating of this game. All right, guys, so now that we've taken a look at how the game plays and the components of it, we're going to go over our pros and cons. You know what? I'm actually going to switch things up. I'm going to go first.
Do it.
So
let's hear what you thought about it.
Okay, so my pros, I'm just going to go, I've got 3 pros. First pro, it plays fast. So it doesn't feel slow. There's not a lot of downtime. It plays super fast and is very engaging.
Right.
Pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, one of my pros as well.
Yeah, exactly. So pro number 2 for me are, I mean, you can't play this game and not mention the components. The components are great. They even have metal coins, and I am a sucker for metal coins. I need that metal.
Yeah, it feels good in your hands. It's weighty.
Yep. So the game components, now there's a caveat to that because I've got also some of the game components on my con.
I think we have the same pro and con lists. Either
really?
You cheated off me, or I cheated off of you.
Don't look at mine. So the
name
meeples.
your third con, yeah.
So
or your third pro. Then we can get into cons.
So my third pro is the artwork. I mean, it's fantastic artwork. The box and how it has that glimmer and on certain things that carries over to a lot of the game pieces as well, which I like, the board and the little player mats. So I like that a ton. Now my cons, the Viking meeples.
Yeah.
Was that one on there?
Yep.
Okay. They're
too
wood.
Cartoony.
Yeah. Well, they're not only. I guess.
Well, they just have a shape.
It's
a blob. It's a blob with a small axe.
That's kind of what meeples are, though. Really.
No, meeples are dumb.
Okay.
All there is to it.
Yeah, my beef wasn't with that. My beef was that they are wood colored, so they didn't even paint them a certain color. So I feel like they could have painted them a little bit.
Yeah.
They're just plain old wood. So I don't know. That's my only thing there. My other con would be this game has a lot of take that aspect
Moments.
to it. Yeah, you know, you're
Take
like
that.
you're always trying to just go to a port or somewhere just to block another player.
Yeah, I
And
did
if
that
you've got a lot, yeah, if you got a lot of meeples or a lot of Vikings on your ship like you did, yeah, you
Well,
bully me
you're
around
Vikings. You
the whole
bully
time.
other Vikings.
Yeah, so those are my 2 cons, my 3 pros. I'm rating this game at a solid 8 out of 10.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I also gave it an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
So my pros are the same: quick pace, great components. But yeah, weak meeples. I don't like meeples. I don't like the design of them. It's too childish for me.
I disagree.
Well, and then I wrote down a cartoony as a con because as Vikings, I want either realistic or over-exaggerated.
That is
Now,
true.
Looking at the box, there's a character on here that looks cool, but then when you get into the game, it's all cartoony. The meeples are just amorphous blobs. You know, pick a design. Either you're gonna go full cartoony or full cool Viking raider.
There are a lot of Viking games out there that have that cartoony aspect to them. So I get where you're coming from there. I like that cartoony, lot of
Yeah.
colors. I have to have bright things to keep me interested constantly.
I do like the bright colors, but I did give this one an 8 out of 10. I had a hard time thinking of cons for it. I'm definitely going to look into buying it now.
Yeah, it's a great game. Check it out yourself. See what you guys think about it. I think you guys will enjoy it, but I don't know.
Don't play with somebody that you want to keep as a friend, because
Yeah.
they may not like you at the end of it.
That's true. It's up to you. So yeah, I guess until next time, I'm Spencer,
And I'm Drayden.
and this has been Game Borders.